Heroic minds forged in the dark recesses of our own parents' basements, once again seeking gold and glory with character sheet in hand and dice at the ready. Join us for an evening of high adventure.
Okay, so I know that there's some tiny hat people around, so I want to go and make a mad dash for the gold before anyone else can get there.
Okay.
And I want the
need
gold too.
All right. So we've got a race. A race to the gold.
And
Well,
the coins. I also want the coins.
Well, the gold coins are the gold we're talking about here.
Okay, well, I also want the
Silver.
golden ring.
Oh, yeah. So it's not, the thing's not moving very fast. So you guys can catch up to it easily enough. Once you get there, you see about 24 or more pallid white and pink tendrils touch the ground and drag along beneath the floating behemoth, hanging 60 feet overhead when you look up. Their diameters range in size from that of a pitchfork handle to ones as broad as a log. You notice that the larger appendages are pitted with 6-inch wide holes along their entire length, making convenient handholds. It's as if the tendrils were intended to serve as some type of ladder.
I think I remember a fable, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh.
So there's no, they aren't, it's not falling on top of us?
No, it's hanging in the air and slowly drifting eastward.
Towards
westward.
So
towards
how
the gold?
There's occasionally there'll be a plop of this translucent material.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do we know that the translucent material is safe for us to touch? Or that the creature is safe to touch at all?
I think
Probably
one
go
of us,
touch it.
Yeah, I think one of us tries to touch it.
Okay, so how do you decide who does that?
I'll do it.
Nose goes.
Bruce is gonna do it. Who's gonna touch the tendrils?
I'll touch it.
After you, young man.
Send in the halfling chicken butcher.
Halfling chicken butcher. All right. The halfling chicken butcher approaches the tendril as it's dragging slowly across the ground, reaches up with both hands and grips the white flaccid material tightly. It has kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? They're kind of gummy, but also
Gelatinous.
Gelatinous, also kind of so word it uses here. Tacky is the word I was looking for. So he grabs onto it and he can kind of hold himself on, and it pulls him along as he's hanging there.
Okay. So you can get a good grip. It's friendly for climbing.
And it didn't burn my skin off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did not.
Can I just, at this point, Mr. Lyons is a older gentleman and he has no interest in this young man's game. I'm just sitting back and enjoying the show and letting the halflings die to whatever creature this is.
All right.
Okay, for my part, as Esmeralda, the fortune teller, while I'm trying to get my hands on that cash, I'm also approaching this with reservation because I wasn't born yesterday. So I'm keeping an eye on the situation. I'm going to try to capitalize. However, I'm not going to be the first one. And I'm probably not even going to try to compete with this other guy that's climbing. What's his name?
His name's Wally Wexler.
Wally Wexler.
Go get him, Wally.
All right. Is Wally going to climb up the tendril?
Sure. Is it? Yeah, I'll climb up as far as it will take me. Telling me I'm going in.
The translucent flesh of the monster darkens to a deep pink where its long tendrils emerge from its body. In the midst of the tendrils, so right in the middle, is a 3-foot oval disc set into the creature's gelatinous flesh. The disc is concave and pearlescent, similar to a seashell, and has a handle made of bone or pale wood set into the center of it. So your halfling is up there at the top of the tendril after climbing 60 feet. And he's staring at this little...
Just a handle?
It's a handle attached to an oval surface up there.
Is it like a door or something? Give it a pull?
You can't pull on it, but you can push it open. And it opens like a hatch.
Open her up.
All right. The hatch is open.
Do I have a flashlight?
You can see there's some light in there. It's not so dark you can't see. Plus, halflings also have night vision, like they can see in the dark. So,
So is it big enough to you could go in there or stick your
Oh,
head
yeah.
in there? It was, yeah.
yeah, halflings are tiny people, by the way. Smaller than dwarf. Like a human is what, 6 foot? A dwarf is going to be 4 foot, but really stout and brawny. A halfling is going to be a bit shorter than a dwarf, but they are smaller and more nimble. A halfling is kind of the size of a child, a human child. And an elf is about the size of a human, though they're typically more slender and woodsy and magic-y.
Well, have a look, see what's
All
going
right.
on in there.
Everybody else is just down on the ground watching this halfling tumble
Kyle,
inside the-
Kyle, the humble rutabaga. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Shannon Bannon, the halfling glove maker, is watching what's happening from his shop and wonders what's going on. And can I use my grappling hook to shoot up there behind him?
Let's see.
Shannon Bannon, the halfling glove maker.
Halfling glove maker. I thought you said love maker just then.
Hey,
It's one and the same,
That
sir.
we can be both.
Is that under your weapon
He's got that in his equipment.
equipment?
But
Gotcha.
you wouldn't be able to. Well, I don't know. See if you can. Do you have a D20, Justin? Or you said you
I-
wanted me to roll for you.
Yeah, if you got one.
I've got lots of D20s here.
I'm sure I have a box somewhere with a bazillion dice.
I have a D20 made out of thousands of years old bogwood.
There you go. Ancient dice, man.
Yeah.
What
Up
do
there
I
in
need
your-
to get?
Well, you got it. I would say you threw that grappling hook like a champ, and it got hooked up on one of the handholds right near the top of the structure, right near the top of the tendril there.
All right, and then do I need to pull myself up, or is that automatic?
It's not automatic. It's just a rope attached to
All right, so I'll start climbing my grappling hook.
it. Okay.
Are we
Uh,
supposed to do like turns in a circle, or is it just jump in whenever?
well, jump in whenever. This is when we get into combat, we'll do turns, but
Gotcha.
all right, you make it up there, but it's kind of precarious. You slip a little bit on the way up,
I mean,
and then you
as I'm a
probably-
retarded halfling.
Yeah, well, you have you think to yourself, damn, I should have just used the handholds that Halfling did. He went up there without a sweat.
Well, you know, you got a grappling hook. You might as well use it.
You gotta
Yeah.
show it off.
I'll give you credit for that. All right, so the Halfling's entering the hatch, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We got all the humans down low. Hanging
Everybody
out.
else is down there at the bottom
Well,
on the
you-
ground, staring up at these guys, these idiots.
Oh, you idiots!
Run into the.
You idiots, go and kill yourself.
Now, I also have another question. So, does that also mean because this creature is safe to touch, that the goo on the animals, like on the sheep, that's also safe to touch?
Go and touch it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm,
I mean,
I'm covered in it.
The stories you heard, the rumors about people finding this gelatin stuff in their. They found the coins like inside the goo,
Right.
so I mean, you can assume they had to
They were fine
in
then.
there and grab it. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, is that possible for me to start working on that? That I just want to be out, like
So you
going through the goop.
You just want to look around for random treasure inside these gelatinous blobs.
Yeah, I want to look for the money.
Okay.
And as we're following, we can have anything we see as we're following this spectacle. I was thinking my rice farmer, Mahatma, would grab some of the gold and see if he could get it out of the goo.
Yeah.
Go find the gold, and I'll sell you a fine sword that I just smithed yesterday. After you, sir.
All right. So let's see. Let's roll some dice. All right. So while you guys are down there in the bottom, you find a good amount of goo. Most of it is just the goo, but you find in 3 different places you find a single gold piece embedded in the goo. So you find, while you're down there, you found 3 gold pieces inside the goo
Each.
total. There's lots of goo, not a whole lot of treasure in the goo.
Okay.
So, do we want to share one piece each, or do we want to fight for all 3?
I would just like to bring up that I'm a fine blacksmith, and I can smith a excellent longsword. I see that you're wielding a pretty meager club there. I can gladly smith you a sword for that gold piece that you just found.
Well,
I don't know who you is.
You guys can wheel and deal as much as you want.
yeah, I was gonna say, who do we want to split them up, or do we want to fight for all 3? Because I think Toons will give me a good deal, but I might need all 3 pieces.
I don't want any gold. Shit's gay.
Brucey just wants adventure and
I'm
excitement.
just here to touch shit first.
All right. Well, somebody has 3 gold pieces now.
So that would be. What is your guy's name?
It's either
Justin?
Ashley or Justin.
Mine is Shannon
Or-
Bannon.
Oh
No,
shit.
or Stuart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not me because I'm
Me-
still on the ground, going through the goo.
Oh, I thought you were up there with us.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, everybody except the halfling, Brucey's halfling, and Justin's grappling hook expert is down on the ground. It's
Right.
just those 2 guys up there that are
Okay.
dangling
So,
from the roof.
I'll look around, and do I see anything else worthwhile?
From your vantage point, you can see an amazing view of your village and the mountains in the distance, and the sea is a ways off, but you can see a sliver of it from up there. The closer in, you're surrounded by tendrils, and there's that oval hatch that's now open as you watch Brucey's guy's butt as he enters.
Wally Wexler.
Wally Wexler. All right, let's move to Wally, and I'll tell you what he sees. He climbs up inside this hatch, and you enter a, let's see, would be well, that can't be right. It's a square room. There are, well, let's just read it. A foreign spicy aroma hangs in this curious room. The walls are smooth and tinged lavender. Curling lattices run up the walls to support the flat ceiling above. Large seashells hang on crystal green hinges set into the walls to your right and left and appear to be doorways. Planters containing several curious blossoming plants are placed in aesthetically pleasing locations about the space. In the forward wall, a trio of segmented emerald green metal orbs rest in small niches.
Smells like patchouli in here.
What you cooking for dinner?
No, it's good. Follow Bruce in, and I'm gonna grab one of the orbs and inspect it.
All right, as you approach the orb, all three of them pop off of the wall and roll towards you, and then unfold into what appears to be a large metal insect.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
A little opening pops open on their backs, revealing what would appear to you to be like a metal rod with a crystal set on the end. And they do not look happy.
Sounds like Skyrim.
Sounds like what? Oh, I missed it.
He said Skyrim.
Skyrim. All right, let's roll for initiative. We've only got Brucey and Justin in here, so there's only two of you.
I feel like I'm about to lose my grappling hook.
So, if you got, I'll roll for Justin. But Brucey, do you have a D20?
I do not. I can do it in the chat, or you could roll it for me if you.
Well, whichever you want. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do your own rolls or not, but I don't have a problem rolling for you if you want.
That's cool.
Okay.
I trust you.
All right.
There's no way this man would cheat. Look at his fucking getup, dude. He did this shit.
All right. So we've got, this is Wally, and sure I got the correct guys here, and Shannon.
Shannon
and
Bannon.
Wally. All right. So we've got. Who's that?
And then do my other character, can they start heading towards Shannon?
Yeah, if you want, but they got to climb up the tendrils.
So they can go ahead and start climbing up, just in case. They're worried that Shannon's been gone for a while, and that greedy halfling is trying to run off with any trousers.
Right.
He went up there pretty quick with that grappling hook. Like,
He
come on, man,
did.
there's a ladder right there. Something's off.
Hold on.
While all this happens, Fred Bush, the village gravedigger, looks on, knowing he's going to get employment shortly.
All right. Wally was quick on the draw. So this is how combat works. We're going to do it in turns, starting with an initiative roll. An initiative roll is a D20, and you add your agility modifier if one is there. and that determines who gets to go first, second, third, etc. The way now, since you don't have all of your characters up there, so we're just going to use one character at a time, but normally you would have one initiative roll per page of characters, and then you would all just kind of go at, you know, at that order. Each combat round will consist of, you can do a movement, and if you look on your sheet, it'll tell you your speed. That's how many feet you can move in one combat round. So you can do a movement and then one action. Do you have a question, Tunes, or are you just saying peace? Oh, you're muted. Something.
Thomas Addis Lyons rolled a 2 for his initiative.
Okay.
So I go last.
Well, you're not up there, so you can't.
No.
In the combat.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yep. Gotcha.
But I like the effort.
I apologize. Sorry to interrupt.
So you can do a movement and an action. So that would be like swinging your sword, you know, attacking or drinking a potion, or you can do one of those and move, or you can move twice. But you can't do two actions in a.
Well,
in a
can I
combat.
ask you? I have 4 pairs of gloves in my equipment. Are these defensive gloves that I should have put on before the fight?
No, those are just
Wood chopping gloves?
Just leather gloves.
Okay.
They wouldn't give you any better
Stat points.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so I
Okay.
think Bruce is up.
Yeah, Wally was quick on the draw. So what would Wally like to do? You've got these 3 metal domed insects with these little crystal pointed rods pointed at you.
I'm gonna try to hit one with my hand axe.
Okay. So to do an attack roll, you'd roll a d20, and then you'd look at your weapon down here.
Yep.
And it's, since you've got a pretty poor strength,
-1.
it's going to be a
Is that
-1 to the d20 roll. So
Right, I can get an 18.
another aspect of this is the armor class. That's your kind of defensive score. Monsters have an armor class too. So you roll the d20 and use apply the modifier, and if you can hit the armor class or beat it, then that means that's a hit. And once you have a hit, then you can roll for damage. So I'm going to roll for his swing of a hand axe on one of these bugs. And it just glanced off of the metal shell.
Eesh.
Hmm.
Doing
Piss
no
poor
damage.
showing.
Yep.
Wally.
All right. Shannon.
Shannon's gonna back up Willie and attack one of the creatures
Okay. With your
with all
right.
with all my strength.
Again, you clang, and it just kind of ricochets off the metal shell.
Hmm.
And that's not very good. I got a strength of 12.
Yeah. All right.
Nice
So
gun.
these 3 things, aim directly at you, and the first one. Shoots at Wally
Uh-oh.
and hits a lavender beam of fire comes cracking out of that crystal and hits you for
Wally's going down.
and zaps and burns a scorch across your shoulder, or takes 1 point of damage off of you. So now you're at 3.
So that's my hit points, right?
Yeah.
So I take 1 off of that.
Take 1 off of that. The second one takes aim. This would be the same one that Justin attacked.
Maybe we should have tried diplomacy first.
You know,
I thought that was diplomacy.
Now I know how George Bush feels. Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know?
Fool me
Wally.
once.
no, it was Wally.
Don't fool me again.
Put food on your family. All right. Shannon gets hit also for 3 points of damage,
Son of a bitch.
right in the chest.
Oh,
And
Are you wearing a shield?
no, Shannon goes down,
Well,
lifeless on the ground next to.
I would feel a lot worse about it if I wasn't racist against halflings. But that was I think that was probably my best character, to be honest.
Which one is you, though?
Yeah.
I've got a neat little stamp that I can. It's got a death stamp I can use on your character sheets.
That's
To
You're
say
dead.
Alright.
they're done, to say rest in peace.
I guess that means that there's no Dragon Balls I can collect and bring them back from Snake Road.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
We'll have to keep playing and find out. All right, so while
Nope.
you're all alone up there. Oh wait, there's a third one.
Fuck.
Shit.
see you later, Wally.
Oh, you never know. You never. Ooh. Oh, nice. This one misses wildly. Now we get to look at a table.
But Kyle, Leon, and Ithiel are they're gonna feel terrible when they get up there and they see that Shannon's dead and wasn't just trying to Jew them.
Don't worry. Fred Bush, the local gravedigger, is going to bury you finally. A great gravestone for you.
God bless
Mr.
you, sir.
His stock prices have really gone up since what, like 2021 or so? The Gravedigger stocks?
Yes. Business is booming.
I've heard it's gotten about 96% better in 5 years, like the stock price of your
Oh, boy.
undertaking company.
Oh boy.
Now I feel like for sure that the Jews are morticians that have done this whole conspiracy with the shots. It's always the last
Oh,
place
boy.
you look.
Well, they got the stocks in them at least. I don't think they'll get their hands dirty.
Embalming everyone.
All right, bear with me, folks. I got to look something up here.
Okay.
I noticed
be
you were
racist.
making some funny faces.
Yeah. Well, the third insect must be pretty poorly designed because he fumbled the hell out of his attack. And there's a special table for fumbles in this rule.
Ah.
The third orb fumbled its attack.
Yep.
Okay.
What's Wally's luck stat?
Well, that's gonna play a role here in a minute.
Play a role.
So is Wally still alive?
He's still alive.
Oh, it was Shannon that died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shannon Bannon.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. When you're at zero
it,
level,
got stamped.
the
Stamp of approval.
if you get a higher level past 0, then you can be knocked unconscious when you reach 0 hit points. But at level 0, when you hit 0 hit points, you're just dead. There's no coming back.
Okay.
I was thinking about naming all of my characters rhymes, but I figured you guys would get really upset with me pretty quickly.
It's easier to remember though.
Well, my main character that I picked, I just named him Kyle.
Thank
No
you.
last name, just Kyle.
Does he
punch
love
holes in
Monster
drywall?
energy drinks?
Does he punch
Yes.
holes in drywall?
Yes.
What's up, Stuart?
Say
Settling down.
he only has intelligence of 13 and personality of 11, so you know.
Probably better than me.
Are you talking about Shannon?
No, Kyle.
Oh,
But you know what's funny is that I didn't even think of KeelThor Kyle. I was thinking of the meme like Monster Energy drink and like punches through drywall.
Okay.
that's what I thought of.
Because you don't go by Kyle anywhere really. You're always KeelThor everywhere.
Well, I go by Kyle in the real world.
This is true.
This is fake world.
It's all fakes, man.
It is.
I'm almost there. Where is it?
Does this thing and come missing completely and come flying out the door onto the ground?
It's possible. I mean, I don't have these tables memorized. Otherwise, I wouldn't be staring in here. But oh, come on. Maybe I can. This is ridiculous.
Well, on a quick side note, I'm eating Chex Mix for the first time in quite a while. Man. Nice.
Tex Mix is not bad.
The chocolate shit in it, or you got the other stuff?
Just traditional.
They got all kinds of crazy shit these days.
The cheddar one is real good. The orange bag.
But what is the deal with the really crunchy thing that they put
The
The
rye
white-
bagel.
I love those.
That's the rye bagel. Okay.
It is good. They'll break your fucking teeth.
It's a little much. That's what I'm thinking.
You can actually get them. That's just a bag of just those. And I used to. That's what I usually get. But I actually
Yes.
think I prefer it with something to break up the monotony of just the tooth crushing.
Cinder
Rye.
blocks.
Who?
I feel like that would be good.
You
in-
know who buys an entire bag of that? Psychopaths. That's who does that.
I've bought an entire bag of Gardetto's brand rye chips only.
Okay, well,
There you
I
go.
feel like that would be good in like a soup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
okay, I will allow it for a soup and a salad. Those pretzel
Right.
crisps are delicious. My husband found some at a local grocery store that is like a ranch, and he loves those things. He's obsessed with them.
I usually
There
get
you
the
go.
everything. That was my son's choice.
That sounds pretty good.
Like an everything bagel.
Hmm. Yeah, but the pretzel chip.
I've been on a kettle corn kick lately. Like,
Mm.
can't get enough kettle corn.
That's how I am with ice cream.
Well,
You get, like, kettle corn that's like drizzled with like chocolate and shit.
sometimes we
Good
did.
lord.
We did in October for sure, but usually we get the one that's like the Boom Chicka Pop. That's the purple bag, and it's just sweet and salty.
Never had that one.
Delicious.
You have the munchies though.
You ever get the Orville one?
Uh,
Microwavable?
wait,
Popcorn?
is it bagged already?
It's microwavable.
Okay.
No, you pop
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's
No.
crazy good.
I bet
Bad
so.
good.
So it's heated, so it's fresh out the microwave. Because this is bagged that I'm talking about, but I would try that one for sure. I kind of had the munchies earlier, Bruce, and we went and got a Chick-fil-A milkshake, the peppermint milkshake, but now I think I overdid it on the sugar, so I feel kind of nauseated.
Oh yeah. I'll have to try one of those. I never had a peppermint.
Oh,
milkshake.
it's so good.
Tis
They're
the
pretty
season.
decent.
There's a Chick-fil-A right down the road too.
But I mean, you can never go wrong with the Chick-fil-A milkshake. They're all great.
All right.
That's true,
And it's
but-
their pleasure.
It is.
Yeah. but the peppermint is, as Terry would say, the peppermint is smash.
Smash. It's smash, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
It
All
says
right.
edit- It says
So-
edit on my sheet.
This is what
Need
happened.
to sec tunes.
When that third one fired, the blast, the little rod that was sticking out of its back kind of clicked and fell over a little bit. Like now it's just hanging by a a thread, but it completely shot off in the wrong direction and missed you absolutely.
So Shannon is dead.
Shannon's
But
dead.
Wally
is
is
there
dead.
by himself.
Wally, I'd recommend grabbing up the grappling hook, the
Is the
3
grappling-
gold coins, and the 36 CP
You're
that I
dead,
started
Mr.
with.
You're
And
dead,
no,
Mr. Bannon.
Bruce should grab that on his way out is what I would recommend.
If
You're dead.
possible, I'd like to grab this guy's gold coins and slide down the grappling hook in a timely manner.
You're dead, Mr. Bannon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying there's no need to let Bannon stuff go away. It might as well go to the tiny hands.
You can grab the grappling hook that's now laying next to Shannon's dead body,
Oh,
but you won't have time to dig through his pockets or anything.
well,
WTF.
gotta
Well,
go.
the
out.
grappling it's only worth 1 gold piece.
And
Grappling hook and get the hell out of there.
all right, so
Can I
you
slide back down that slimy
So
thing I climbed
he
up?
isn't even getting the coins?
No, because they were in my
Wow.
pocket. And he doesn't have time to get away and also go through my pockets to get them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
so the
Actually
rest
really
of the
want
rest
these
of you
coins.
the rest of you down on the ground and maybe starting to climb up, you see some flashes of light coming out of that hatch. You hear the scream of a halfling, and then Wally comes leaping out of the hatch with the smoke coming off of his shoulder and starts scrambling down the tendril.
Sounds like you guys need better weapons.